G'day, legends. Welcome back to the Beers Breakevens late show for round 23. Timbo, loosen up that belt, sink into that seat. Strap in, motherfucker.
Damn.
You mentioned just pre-show, bring the energy in. Mate, you've brought it.
I brought it.
Yeah.
How good?
I've got a lot to live up to already.
Catmandu, how are we?
I'm great. I'm loving this.
Good to hear.
Good
to
energy.
hear.
Vibes are good. Yeah, it's all good.
Am I going for a third rock off in a row?
I won last week, you idiot.
You haven't you haven't built much of a streak yet, unfortunately.
Let's do it.
Oh, my God. Ready?
Yeah. Scissor, paper, rock. Scissor, paper, rock.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, the streak begins again. 2 on the trot.
Okay, I'm answering first.
Yeah, that takes me to a disappointing 16 of last 18 wins.
Let's go, Catmandu.
All
What's
right,
first?
let's roll. First question. This is from Gatfield_birding. Trade Coruscant for Grant for the run home.
Ooh, big talking point. We haven't really touched on this week, Timbo. Hookers. Harry Grant, obviously, with a big game on the weekend, scored the 2 tries. I still personally think Harry Grant is a very good chance to get early spells for the back end of the season. I think he will get rested against the Cowboys in a few weeks, according to Cheese. Plays Penrith next week. I'm not huge on it. I'm happy to stick with Appy. I don't think the gap between Harry Grant and everyone else is as big as it has been in previous years. What are your thoughts, Timbo?
Yeah, similar. The Tigers have a bye in round 26, so you could factor that in, but I'm with you. I think Harry Grant will have a rest on the run home at some stage. As we said, probably that round 26 as well. The Tigers have a pretty good run home. Knights, Bunnies, Manly, bye into Parramatta. So I just don't think that Grant is going to outscore Appy by enough to justify making that trade.
Yep.
You know, there's the case that, maybe Talon De Silva takes a few minutes off Appy as well as they get towards the end of the year, but it's just, I'm not going to call it a sideways trade because I think it is an upgrade, but I don't think it's enough of an upgrade to make the move.
Yeah, fair shout.
Okay, cool. Move Young to Val or Manu. This was from Glenn Lockie.
Move Dom Young to Val or Manu. Yeah, look, let's say that you're doing this as a head-to-head player, week 1 of finals, and you want to trade him because I think Dom Young is a hold. But if you're going to Val or Manu, Roosters on the bye this week. Cowboys have a bye to come. Yeah. It's got to be Val, doesn't it? He's had 2 tons on the trot. He's looking superb. The Cowboys run home. It's a little bit tough. A lot of games in Townsville, their attack's humming. The other thing is very low break even for Val off the tons, so you kind of have to go this week. It's got to be Val.
Yeah, Val Holmes for me. Don't outthink the room on that one. I think it's definitely Val for me.
Okay, cool. Next question when it wants to open. 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Top tier content here. Cat of Dad, shout out. One job.
It's frozen on me, guys. Okay, another question. All right, in honor of the men's 100-meter sprint, I want you to tell me who you think would win a 100-meter sprint in the NRL.
I'm going to take it one step further, Timmy. I want us to build out our 8 races. Who's going to be in it?
Yeah.
So we'll just go 1 for 1. We'll keep it simple. I'm going to nominate Dom Young.
Okay, I'll go Khan Pereira.
Oh, very nice. I am going to go with Kohler.
Kohler. All right. Jason Saab.
That was my next one. Very good. My next man is going to be Savage.
Savage. All right. Josh Addo-Carr. That takes us to 6. So we've got 2 more spots to fill.
2 more spots.
This is off the melon. So if we miss anyone, forgive us.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my next person to come into this race. I'm going to go with Reece Walsh.
Walshy, throwing Walshy in there. All right. I will add in to round the field. Let's go with Hamiso Tabuai Fido. Oh, my God. He nearly missed the field.
How did we forget Hamiso? Is there anyone else we forgot that you can think of?
I mean, Bronson Sherry's kind of known to get out there and do a bit of sprinting, but I think Hamiso was a great nomination.
Yeah, he had to be there. All right, for me.
So, wait. The final field.
Yeah.
For the NRL 100-metre sprint. Khan Pereira, Saab, Kohler, Savage, Young, Fox, Hammer, and Walsh. Who wins, Guru?
I think the top three would be the Manly boys and Campiera, but I think Campiera takes home gold for me. What do you reckon?
Campiera gold?
I think he does, yeah.
Oh, God, if we're going top three, I will go, there'll be Campiera, Saab. Dom Young's at the wild card, I think. The big rangy bugger. I don't know for third. Look, I'm going to give the win to Jason Saab, though. There's a bit of Usain Bolt about him. Lanky, big strides, lightning. Probably the slowest out of the blocks, but the first one past the posts.
Yeah,
So
but Noah Lyles, he had a bad start and he still won.
So you're going Saab first, Campiera second?
Yeah, I think Khan Pereira probably would be far quicker out of the blocks than Saab, but Saab would run him down over 100.
Yeah, nice. I'd probably go the other way. I think Campiera would just pip him at the moment. What do you reckon?
I think Hammer could be a bit of a smoky here.
I think the hard thing with Hammer is he only runs as fast as he has to.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it would be Jason Saab, though, based on what I've heard from Roger Fabry, and he's run some of these races already between the boys and he hasn't released any results, but I have a feeling over 100 it's Jason Saab.
That stride might just be too much, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'm not a big stride guy myself, but I know a good stride when I see a good stride.
Yeah, good stride.
Saab.
Very good stride.
Great stride.
I'm more of a long distance runner myself. What about you?
Yeah, I had to listen to her talking about her high school achievements and how she should have gone to the Olympics yesterday. It was the most agonising coffee I've ever fucking had.
Over how far?
I used to do pretty well at the 1500.
Ooh, 1500 specialist.
Yeah. Also discus. I don't want to make this about myself, guys.
She was a dual international.
So there we go. Noah Lyles. The Noah Lyles of the NRL is Jason Saab.
Great question.
Okay, let's move on. This one is from Dickie on Tour. Great name. Who to bin for Ponga, Galvin, Campbell or Brown?
Galvin, Campbell or Brown? Galvin. He has a bye to come. The Tigers' draw is pretty good. I can't not see the Tigers throwing in the towel. They put up a bit of resistance against the Cowboys, but the bye to come, long season for Galvin. He's been phenomenal. But the bye's the factor. Para play the rest of the season. They have two really soft games to finish the season. I think it's hard to line up that Dragons at the moment because what we saw on the weekend, that's not a soft game. But when they don't turn up, it is a soft game. Yeah. It's them and the Tigers. I think Jaden Campbell's a keeper at 5'8". So, yeah, I'd get rid of Galvin.
Yeah, I think Galvin's probably the one you let go of. I probably would have said 2 weeks ago Dill Brown, but I think his performances since Moses has been out, I think you probably have to keep Dill Brown. I think Galvin is the play there. He's got the bye, and for all you know, this Tiger side, they could spend 2 games with Galvin standing on his sticks watching teams kick goals. It could be this weekend, realistically. Yep. So I think that's the play.
Okay, from Bly137, thoughts on bringing Lomax in?
I really like this play. Won't be doing it this week, but I think next week or the week after will be the time to do it with Zac Lomax. I will say this. I feel like over the last few weeks, he probably hasn't been as integral to their attack. I feel like they haven't been kicking to him as much. I own him in drafts. I've been watching him pretty closely. Hasn't got many opportunities last few weeks, and he's still scored 60 odd or so. The Dragons, they're in the fight for the top 8. I like the play probably in the next week or two. This is part of why I was considering buying one of those Roosters boys this week, because I did mind the idea of buying Lomax next week as well. Yeah.
He's the 4th most traded in play this week, Zac Lomax. And I'm with you. I'm just a bit surprised that people are going this week. I thought it was next week. The Doggies have they're one of the best defensive records in the competition. His break-even's 87, so there's every chance of another price drop there. I don't see him going big against the Doggies. He can, but it's a big game for both teams. From next week goes Titans, Sharks, Eels, Raiders. I like him as a buy, but I think next week is the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. Last question. I like this one. This is from Trev. Love Trev. His questions are always so good.
Trev.
Did we see enough from Money Munster to buy?
Well, I bought him last week. So I'm going to say yes. And speaking around the traps to people, did a bit of reconnaissance before last weekend before I traded him in, and word was that Munster reckons he's as good as ever. What are you shaking your head at?
You fucking wanker. Answer the question.
Word was that fit, firing, and like feels as good as they've had. With the groin injury and where they were sitting on the ladder, they didn't need to rush him back at all. No reason to. So I thought he looked good last week. Started the game on fire and he thought this could be a big score. Could be anything, some might say. Also wankers. Yeah, I think at 535k, as much as I'd like people to avoid him, I think he's a good buy.
I think he's a good buy. I don't think he's absolutely necessary, though. If you have Dill Brown, I'm not sure if there's going to be that much difference between Dill Brown and Munster for the run home, assuming I think Munster's obviously more likely to get rested during this period. It sounds like they'll rest against the Cowboys and he could have limited minutes here and there with Tyrant Wishart off the bench as well. So, yeah, I don't mind it as a buy, but I think if you are low on trades, I think it is far from a necessity.
So I've got Munster and Brown as my 5/8 for the run home, and that's what I'm sticking with barring injury. You've currently got Cody and Brown?
Campbell.
Cody and Campbell.
Yeah.
You're just going to run those two till the end?
I think so. Yeah, and I think I'll just pick my weeks when I play Cody Walker or not. Probably won't be this week, but there are a couple of I think that he's a certainty to play against the Roosters in round 27. He'll be there for that. I think there'll be a lot of guys rested that week, so I'm happy to run with Cody during that period.
Fascinating, very different 5/8.
Heaps different, yeah, polar opposites really. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one between us.
Yeah,
I reckon they all about break even. I reckon probably slight advantage to you, but I reckon they'll just about break even.
Yeah, mine are more reliable. You have probably the ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah, which will come and go.
Yeah.
What about Jaden Campbell on the weekend? He scored 44 points. He kicked 6 goals, and that was fucking bizarre.
They kept scoring on the sideline, like through Jojo on his bad right edge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anyone's is a right foot kicker.
Yeah.
Thankfully, and mate, he's one of the most sold players this week. I can't believe it. I said it before. I think Jaden Campbell's a keeper at 5'8".
Yeah, I think he is too. Very happy to have him. That
That's
was a good
it,
30
guys.
seconds.
It was a long 30 seconds.
Long 30 seconds, yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
though.
Heaps worth
Good
it.
info.
Yeah. That's all the questions.
We done?
We're done.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us, guys, on the late show. Obviously, Beers and Breakevens dropped it a little bit earlier today, so make sure you hook that to your veins, consume that, and we will be back next week. Beers and Breakevens round 24, the run home.
Oh, baby.
How good. We'll see you next week.